America.
Your name and where you're from.
Well, my name is Chris Kairnes. I'm from Warwick, Rhode Island. I just want to point out that we have a couple things going on. HR 1207, sponsored by Ron Paul. I want people to look into this. This is getting the Fed audited. This is transparency that Barack Obama promised us all. They don't have the sponsors. They only have 100 or so people. They need at least 326 people in the House alone to get this to go through to the Senate. Let's get people, investigate and look into this. Another thing right here in Rhode Island, we have E-Verify. Not enough people know what that means. We have a few people here that thought it meant some kind of electronic, verification. No, it just means if you go to an employer and you give them a Social Security, all they're doing is to make sure that you're a legal person here, that you have the right to work here in Rhode Island. For years now, our state Senate has been putting it off, putting it into committee, shelving it. This needs to stop. People need to get to the telephone and call these people and make sure that it goes to the floor and gets voted on. It's basically that for those two things. So
I got we've had several guests on the show talking about the E-Verify. Gino from the Minuteman, our TV guest will remember Gino. He was a big hit. A lot of people will say that would be the beginning of such things as the RFID chip. All right, they'll start off checking Social Security numbers, but there's people out there that will say, well, that leads to technology such as the RFID chip, and they'll, through that foundation of E-Verify, they're going to have access to our medical records, our financial records, if you're an American citizen, you're not going to be subject to the E-Verify system as long as you provide a Social Security number, correct?
well, I don't know if we're going to start implanting chips. I think that sounds a little expensive anyways. I really don't think that'll ever happen. I think it's a little conspiracy. Why?
I'm just talking about the naivete of E-Verify.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. This is just to prove that you are here legally and that you are welcome to work within our state. That's all we're doing. People are losing their jobs. What is there, like 100,000 people in Rhode Island that are supposedly on unemployment or whatever the number may be. This is to prove that the people that are taking jobs now are supposed to be here. The people that are out of jobs are losing jobs because people that don't have that Social Security number and whatnot are getting those jobs. We need to take care of Rhode Islanders first. We need to take care of Americans first, and that's the whole thing. Just prove that you're here legally. And if you're not here legally, go somewhere, check in, and apply for citizenship. That's all you need to do. I'm not a prejudiced person. Just apply for citizenship and go the right way. That's all.
There you have it, people. That's I couldn't have put it any better, Chris. Excellent. One more question. HR 1207. What is it that the common man can do to put pressure on our politicians to get this thing into Congress and heard so it's taken seriously and not just one of these, Ron Paul's colleagues look at him like a nutcase. So anything that he introduces is going to be kind of looked at as almost comical. And what can the common man do to change that?
You can call area code 202-224-3121 and call your local representatives. Call, Langevin, Kennedy, and the other two guys there, Reed and White House there. Call them and tell them that this needs to be passed. We need transparency. The Fed should not have total reign over America's money, and they shouldn't be able to print without any without oversight. They have no oversight at all. They make a big show of it up in Congress, and they'll bring the Fed chairman up there, and they'll ask him a bunch of, "Oh, thank you, sir, for being here. It's an honor to talk to you." Well, yeah,
Grandstanding.
Let's just stop this, all right? Stop it. All right? HR 1207, we need transparency. They promise us transparency. Well, Mr. Obama, give us transparency. Audit them.
How about this, Chris? The IRS is auditing people, common man, corporations, year after year. I know somebody who's been audited 3 times in the last 5 years. A bunch of high stress that goes on with this. This, according to the Constitution that's behind you, this is our government. If we want our Federal Reserve System audited, then we should have if we ask for that, then that should be granted us. Don't you agree?
Well, absolutely. That's why we send them there to Washington. They represent us. We hired them to represent us, as Paul has said, because we have important things to take care of ourselves. We hired them to do the dirty work and do this stuff to protect our country and to take care of the finances of America. And what they think it is we've given them privileges to do what they want, to build spas and country clubs for themselves. That's not the power we gave them. We gave them power of the purse. Congress has the power of the purse. And it's also their responsibility to fill out that checkbook and make sure that it's balanced. They're not doing their jobs. They need to start doing their jobs. HR 1207 is a start. We need to watch what the Fed is doing. Just taking over banks, that's not going to work.
I hear you, bro. So there you have it, man. Call your representatives and see if we can make a difference. I know I've called. This is what I wanted to say: is I call my representatives, and I don't even get the courtesy. I email them, Chris. I do everything. I don't get the courtesy of it. I got one response from Langevin saying, thank you for your concern as a right-holding constituent. We'll follow up with you on your issue, and I've never got a follow-up.
202-224-3121. This concludes this program broadcast. We the People, a freedom of speech television show. Go to www.wethepeopleofri.org.